Separation is illusion. Everything is connected. Shout out to pgLAng. So in August 2015, page 9, I got robbed in the hood I grew up in. And again, my spread the peace lifestyle was being tested. Page 63 in this book. Chapter Pain and Suffering. It says, disease can be our spiritual flat tires. Disruptions in our lives that seem to be disasters at the time, but end up redirecting our lives in a meaningful way. Bernie S. Siegel. On page 54, chapter Physical Health. I don't know why we are in such a hurry to get up when we fall down. You might think we would lie there and rest a while. Max Eastman. Page 63. In times like these, it helps to recall that there have always been times like these. Paul Harvey. Page 54. Have you that gray sickness, half awake, half asleep, half alive, half dead? Advertisement caption. So that was just to add. Shout out to my homie Bay Boy. So on the bottom of page 9, I got robbed in August. At the top of page 9, September 16, 15. Don't cry over spilled milk. Clean it up and keep moving. Life goes on. I was in the process of making an album and going back to San Francisco and recording with pgLAng. Page 10. 10, 14, 15. Sometimes you want to forget and sometimes you can't. Lessons and blessings. Either way, learn and grow. And I was trying to tell my dude bad luck and good luck, and he says no such thing as luck, just lessons and blessings. And I gave him an example of this dude at UConn shooting a shot, and it was like from half court, last second, they win the game. And he's like, was it luck or was it a blessing? I was like, thanks. Rest in peace to all the homies. Shout out Road Records. So on page 11, I said, we don't need money, we need each other. 12, 14, 15. Page 13. Why are you watching the television when it tells lies to your vision? Think about it. 1:16:16. When I hear TV off, I think of this quote. Why are you watching television when it tells lies to your vision? Turn the TV off. 1:24:16. Evil spelled backwards is live. So when you are done being backwards, evil, you can start moving forward. Live. So live, love, and laugh. Come on, guys, it's life. Why so serious? Live out loud. LOL. Page 14. 2:15:16. Just look at us. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health. Lawyers destroy justice. Universities destroy knowledge. Government destroys freedom. Major media destroys information. And religion destroys spirituality. Michael Elner. At the bottom of page 13, Infinite Waters and Mfudishi are written on the page, which means I looked up Kemet. And here's Infinite Waters. Feel Alive 2. Go get that. Support them. YouTube University. One of the first people I started studying under. And then here's Mfudishi's Spiritual Warriors Are Healers. So the third verse was talking about this documentary called The Alabama Solution, and there was a gentleman on there who was studying the Medu Netter, or the Medu Netter. He said we study the same stuff. I just have a different teacher, and that's like everybody. Like, I have a different understanding, or we talk differently because we have different teachers. You know. And so, how did I go from being, robbed and on my back to thinking like this? Back to page 9, 9:14:15. If you become a better person in doing so, you make the world a better place. Don't try and change the world. Change yourself. It's a lot easier task with the same results. Be the best you can be. And don't forget, become a better person. So I was thinking kind of like the master of the skies, become another person instead of becoming another person, because just becoming another person, you may, be worse off than you was before. Become a better person. That way you just keep on gradually getting better. Looking for a better me. I am a legacy. I come from the 70s, the Al Green offspring, the guns and the melodies. Page 13, 1:26:16. Sometimes your worst times are your best times. It lets you see who your true friends are. And what don't break you makes you. When shit hit the fan, are you still a fan? So you can clearly see who was controlling my thoughts, or where they were centered around. Mortal Man. Page 14, 2:17:16. I, for one, will join with anyone, no matter the color, as long as you want to change the miserable existence on this earth. Make a choice, take a chance, and make a change. And I think of Chance the Rapper when he says, clean up the streets so my daughter can have somewhere to play. And this post came out on 2/17/16. I think the coloring book came out in May. Page 15, 3:5:16. How much a dollar costs? The price of having a spot in heaven, and that's your loss. I am God. Spread the peace, world peace. It costs nothing but time and energy. How will you spend your day? Make it a great day. And spend your day is spelled with the $ as an S. Page 15, 3:3:16. The difference between the master and the student is the master has failed more times than the student has tried. Become a master. Try and try again. But at the bottom of page 15 on 2/16/16, which is before all of those dates, who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. And that's today, 10 years ago, 2/16/16. And man, was I up. Gambino was at Bonnaroo in 2015. I did exactly what the homie said. I went running for answers, and I had to question it all. Family, friends, fans, cats, dogs, trees, plants, how the wind blows, Murphy's Law, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. I had to retrace my steps and what they never taught me. Then I had to sort through 25 years of BS. I found myself at the bottom. After that, I started to build a foundation, and this book is just the beginning. To quote an old song I heard that's still relevant, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. The book is just a physical place to write my thought, so I won't forget. Never forget, you always forget. So in case anybody wants to know my thoughts on love, I can turn to page 17 and give them an answer. 3/6/16. And in case people understand 3/16, this is March 16th. What is love? That's a question I took from Miseducational Lauryn Hill. And like I said, it's something that I was looking for. And how do you love? Which, again, I was just asking a question on Facebook. And these these were the ideas that were coming through from the music I was listening to. I hope I get as much input on this as possible. So if you could answer and share, then we can actually see the world in the eyes of others. There's no right or wrong answer. Just share your opinion. Everyone has a right to have one. So please, no bashing someone's opinion. Please participate. It's free. And as always, hashtag spread the peace, hashtag world peace. I'll go first. Love is love. It is infinite. It is the strongest energy that fuels the heart. And I love everyone, everywhere. That's how I do it. So if you don't know me, know I love you. And I think you're beautiful. If you do know me, then you know I love you the same, unconditionally, and forever. You can't give it back. I won't take it. I refuse to. So looking for love because I am Pimp Butterfly. In the robbery back in August, I found 2 books, or was led to them: The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and The Healing Component. Both had the same theme: what is love, and the answer. The problem was that thing. Some girls are only about that thing. Some guys are only about that thing. In case you know what that thing is, drop an answer in the comment section. The answer is, the basic of his message is love. The basic is just loving yourself and projecting that love onto others. Treat the next man like a brother. Christ consciousness. In case you know what Christ consciousness is, drop the answer in the comments. And I was looking up some stuff that I was watching back in 2016 and 20. And I had this. Can't have that because